So, set the scene. It's 8 AM, you've just woke up, you walk downstairs, you make yourself a cup of tea, you boot up Shadowverse, and you sit down for your first ranked game of the day, not knowing that horrors await you. We're playing our Storm Havencraft deck here against the infamous Portalcraft, and at first glance, everything looks pretty good. We've got our turn 1 card draw there, which is just the perfect way to start a game as Haven, and we've got a couple of options as far as 2-drops go. We choose to play the Pact, just because it's incredible value. A 4/4 for 2 is just fantastic. And then we drop the Bellringer Angel and activate the Pact on the next turn to get an easy trade in, and the Tiger is going to be protected by the Bellringer Angel. It's just a nice little combination. We've got our card draw popping next turn. All is looking well so far. Now, starting on this turn, we can attack the face with the Tiger, which is really nice. We pop down the 1/3 even though we can't evolve it, because we're hoping that can stay alive up until the turn we evolve it, so we can get some extra face damage in and use its effect to remove a minion on the board. However, unfortunately for us, the opponent has that super annoying 5-mana 2/4 that can copy an artifact in his hand, and of course he goes for the 5/3 that can clear the board there, so maybe a bit of a misplay by me. Should have probably played something else there, but such is life, we move. We do have an ability to remove their board, so that's great. We got the Goat Salefa there in with a Revolve effect, dealing 3 damage to all those minions, and a little trade there to take his cost line. The opponent does have a puppet, so they will be able to take out Salefa, but all in all, it's looking pretty decent. It's okay. We're at relatively equal grounds up until this point. Now, the enemy has 2 minions with 2 HP, so that's a great time to Feather Fall and get some additional damage in there. Evolve them just so I can chip them down even further, get them closer to a range where I can kill them at. 12 health is a really dangerous spot to be at when you're against Stormhaven, so I'm really happy with that. But, of course, Portalcraft has one of the most frustrating cards for me, Sylvia, who manages to remove our Falcon as well as healing for 4, putting them back up to a really respectable health range. I mean, we're going to have to do more work to get them down. I play Bellringer and a couple of my amulets here. The idea being that I've got Jean in my hand, and ideally I will time these amulet pops for at least one of my Jean drops so they get buffed, and we can do a lot of damage that way. Unfortunately, we didn't have a great way to deal with the opponent's Sylvia, and so I do take 7 damage to the face. However, I'm not really concerned about being at 13 health as Havencraft, and we use Salefa anyhow to heal up to 16, which is a safer point to be at, and also manually tick down one of our amulets so that it is in a better range to use in conjunction with Jean next turn. Here comes everyone's most hated card, Orcus. I hate Orcus. I hate this person for playing Orcus, and I hate myself for being attacked by Orcus. Of course, Orcus removes everything on my board and gets a chunk of damage in my face, leaving me on 9 health. But we have our big combo turn. I pop my amulet, I play Jean, we're going to see both of my Storm units get a massive buff, and then I super evolve so that I can kill Orcus itself. Things are looking really, really good. I managed to tank the Portalcraft player's health all the way to 4, leaving them incredibly vulnerable. But of course, there's always another Orcus. So annoying. So we know for a fact that they're going to fully clear my board, and then they're going to get some more damage in, and I'm going to be looking pretty vulnerable myself. So not great, but that's absolutely fine because I have a great play in my hand. I can play my menu and I can play Jean, buff the menu and wipe the board at the same time. Oh no. Oh no. I played them in the wrong order. Oh god. So with that being the case, the menu stays at 2/2. The opponent plays once again the artifact that clears the board for free. The menu would have survived if he was buffed. If the menu was buffed, he would have had enough damage for me to get lethal on the opponent. So that misplay may have just cost me the game, but it's okay. We're still in it for now. We have minions on the board. I've got storm damage in my hand. It's not over yet. We just need... Oh, for fuck's sake. Megatron himself comes down and punishes me for my mistake. Good God. Well, I guess I deserved that. You know, it's probably not wise to play ranked first thing in the morning. I probably should have played unranked, let my brain catch up with myself, wake up a little bit before I went into a game and did something stupid like that. But such is life. We keep moving. We've started now. We're going to keep going onwards. We queue straight back into ranked, and this time we're going to fuck them up. because it can't get worse than that, right? Right? Either way, in our second match of the morning, we're up against Runecraft, another super strong deck. But we've learned from our mistake. We're coming back harder. We're coming back better. We're going to get him. I decided to keep Darkhaven Grace because there's an especially powerful combination against Runecraft. When you use Manu with Darkhaven Grace, buff them up, they're going to struggle to destroy Manu because they mostly use spells and Manu has aura. Unfortunately, we didn't draw Manu to play him on turn 2, so I just put down the Darkhaven Grace for now so I can set that up for later. And I'm going to play Bellringer Angel and buff her up to 1-3 with Darkhaven Grace, which is nice because it gives her a point of damage to deal damage to the opponent or to the enemy's minions. We're off to an okay start. I'm relatively happy with this. We're going to drop another Darkhaven Grace, which I'm not actually sure is a good play. I'm not sure if you should use 2 Darkhaven Graces. I like it, but it does take up a lot of your board space. I just think it's nice to be able to buff 2 things a turn, to heal 2 things a turn without using a card if needed. But yeah, not sure if that's actually good. But in this case, I think it's fine. The opponent starts to make a little bit of a board here, but luckily we managed to draw Filled Out off the back of the Bellringer dying, which is great. We're going to be able to use him to deal with this board. So we finally get our menu draw and we throw him in there alongside Filled Out, then evolve Filled Out to start dealing with the board here. As you can see, we can't deal with everything, so we're going to leave a 2-2 here. So I choose to use the Darkhaven Grace on the menu, as I believe he's more valuable than Filled Out, even though he has less stats, because he can be buffed and because he's immune to spells. But unluckily, he hits us with the board clear, which is really frustrating, but such is life. These things happen. We keep moving on. We're still in an okay spot. I throw down my 1-3 and use the Evolve effect to destroy the 5-5, just to take a little bit of the pressure off the board here. I could have dealt some damage. I could have even killed, the 4-4 if I wanted to, but I was thinking here, best to keep it, buff it up, and then he won't be able to remove it likely, and I can get more damage in later. But here comes Kuorn, the absolute nightmare, another card that is super frustrating to deal with. But I'm thinking, you know, that's fine. I've got Olivia in my hand alongside a menu. With the 3 minions, I'll be able to clear most of the board and still survive. All I have to do is play Olivia, play menu, and then evolve them both, and everything will be great. Oh no. Oh no. It keeps happening. It keeps happening. Why am I like this? Anything but 2 in a row. Why? Needless to say, this did not go quite as planned. And ultimately, I decided that I don't want to play this game anymore. I don't like this. I'm just going to quit because fuck this. So the lesson is, kids, don't play ranked first thing on the morning, and just don't be an idiot. If you're going to play ranked first thing in the morning, think about what you're doing. Maybe take your ADHD meds before you play Shadowverse. Finish your cup of tea before you play Shadowverse. I don't know. Just don't be me. Just don't do what I did. That's all I can suggest to you. Just don't be me, and everything will be all right. That's all from me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed your weekly dose of basking in my despair. It's been an absolute pleasure to provide this content to you. If you enjoyed it and want to see more, please subscribe to the channel. It makes a huge, huge difference. And we're slowly but surely getting towards that 1,000 sub goal where I'll be able to monetize the channel, which would be so cool. I never thought I would ever get to that. So yeah, hope you have a lovely day, guys. Good night, and God bless.